The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. Welcome to the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Andrew's already here. What's up, glasses?
And shaved face, baby.
And shaved face glasses.
New look, new year.
New look, new year, new you. You just were on Instagram this morning. Someone sent me your story that said, please. It said, no, it didn't say please. It said, recommend a good personal trainer that will come to me.
Yep.
It was a demand.
Yes.
It was, and someone goes, shouldn't it say recommend a good personal trainer who will come to me? And I said, yes, that's true, but whatever.
I'm not training my brain.
Yeah, we know that. One bound. So.
Amtrap. Choo-choo.
Okay.
I don't
what
know.
Percentage of that is you actually looking for a personal trainer because you can't find one via Google? And what percentage of that is you wanting to get a little bit of a freebie from someone who...
No freebie. No freebie. I'm not looking for a freebie.
Why can't you just ask... why don't you just...
Well, Brenna
Google.
recommended that she would do it. Because I think that there's an old-fashioned way of like... Hey, who's the best in town?
Oh, there is an
ask
old-fashioned way. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you.
Wait,
yeah,
so Brenna said
trust
she might be your personal trainer?
She said she would do it, but I
bet she would be great at it.
She really would be, but I just think like I only like being told what to do so much. You know what I mean?
And a personal trainer, you're just Brenna. You could be like, no, I don't want to do that, but a personal trainer, you're gonna.
Sometimes I try to impress strangers more than my girlfriend or my best friends.
Totally.
It's so pathetic. I don't know why that brain thing is like that.
I do it all the time. I think
why
even
is
today
that,
I went to the lounge in our building and I started working as soon as one other person was in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was trying to impress them. And I was doing some work in the lobby of my hotel the other day, and there was a chance to sit in this chair, like behind this woman or at this table where this woman was next to me working. And it just makes me work harder to have people around.
Is a stranger.
If I'm alone in a gym, not going to do as impressive of a job. If I'm on a treadmill in front of some like fit people, that's going to be a good workout with good posture.
There's a reason why classes exist, I guess. But yeah, I don't know why, but it's like
I think it's competitiveness. I think you both have a competitiveness in you.
I know, but why wouldn't I want to impress the person that I want to actually really impress the most?
Because you know that they
gonna love me
aren't fooled by
unconditionally?
you. Yes, they're not going to be fooled by you,
Yeah.
or they know the real you. So you're because we project so much different because we know how we feel about strangers and how much we like. Fill in the blanks of what they're presenting and like, oh my God, their life must be. I look at a girl with like multiple necklaces, which yes, I wear multiple necklaces now, but I go, her life must be so organized. She must have like a cute house that's clean and like she cleans it herself and she has like different soaps that she like loves the scents of and like she shops for them
Different
specially.
candles.
Yeah, candles and scents and it's like her special scent and she like knows what flowers she likes. And
can name them like
has
all like different
opinions
kind of
about things like knows what she likes. Whereas I'm just someone
Spends
who's
a Sunday with her grandma.
I don't need to do that. Pass.
That's where you draw the line.
No, I was just writing a sample chapter of my book and attempting to, and I was talking about some hotel I was staying at, and I was like, I picked this hotel because a production company was putting me up in LA, and I'd never stayed there as a guest in LA. Where I got to pick the hotel where they're like, anywhere you want to stay, we'll pay. And I was like, instead of Googling it or doing research, I just went with the hotel that I knew a rich friend of mine who has good taste and like dresses cool stayed at.
Ask a friend.
Didn't even ask him. But it goes to this thing of my life.
But you knew that they liked it.
I would rather in some aspects of my life trust someone who I project coolness onto than what I actually like.
Yes.
Now.
That makes sense.
Like music, I know what I like. Movies, TV, I know what I like. Clothing, I'm somewhere in between. I will sometimes wear things that I don't like because I know that they're cool. You know,
my whole life, this is who I am. I was a skateboarder.
But do you like
I like
the things
Rage
that
Against the
you-
Machine. I
Did
mean,
you
they
actually
were
like them?
okay. They were okay.
Right.
But I got in. That was my. We've both kind of been that way of
I
being
wasn't
like
ever with
chameleon.
music and comedy and TV. Like I knew that I had good taste in those aspects.
I'm trying. Yeah,
But
I mean,
when it comes to fashion, home decor, cars, scents.
Yeah.
Scents is the one that I will never reach a place. Not never, but I don't trust what I think smells good in terms of perfume. That is something for some reason I will just blindly trust someone who looks clean and pretty, like whatever they wear. I
now,
will
is
just
that
get
because
it without smelling it.
Do you feel
And I'll wear
like
it.
you don't use, like, even before a COVID thing,
stained.
sense of smell?
I'm stained. I innately don't. I'm a stained person. That's how I feel.
Meaning you're gross.
I'm gross.
Okay.
And so I don't know what I don't know what clean and neat and crisp and beautiful smell like, because
I feel that way
even I
with
just,
food, even though I love food, but if I'm out at a restaurant, I'll go to my friend who, like, I assume knows food or knows wine. I'll just be like, what is that? Because I can't even wrap my brain around
seafood.
like
I would not do that for,
seafood.
because I know what I like.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have a very
Well, you have a very,
refined-
but for me, like, I'll eat pretty
but
much
that's
anything.
smart. It sounds like, because you were
I'm
doing
trusting
it
someone else that.
You're doing it out of, I want to experience new things. I'm doing it out of, I don't trust what I like, because I do like certain smells. I love the orange Myers cleaning scent. It's gardenia. I fucking love it.
Okay, that's a
But
start.
I've bought perfumes before that I go, you know what, Nikki, you like this, get it. And then I show it to my friends who are like clean and beautiful
Mm-hmm.
people that are just like naturally, and they're like, that's all right. And I'm just like, I shall never wear it again. I will abandon something I like in terms of when it comes to aesthetics and smells
Okay.
instantly. If
Now,
someone
do you
thinks
ask
it's
your
not cool.
boyfriend if they like that smell?
The guy I'm seeing hates any scent.
Any scent of a
Yeah,
woman.
but he only has 60% of his smell back. So from having COVID.
Yes.
So, and I think he's exaggerating a little bit, because why not? But because let me just tell you, when I had a UTI, things were not great one morning. And if
He smelled it?
I smelled myself, and I was like, what the fuck? You know what it smelled? I'm just going to be honest here.
Yeah.
When I had a UTI, as I disclosed the other day, and it's totally gone. I'm still taking the antibiotics, but it's gone. And
Yeah.
I don't my pussy will smell sometimes just like from don't do that. It'll just, you have like if you
Yes.
have a vagina out there, or a girlfriend that has a vagina, some days it's just gonna like smell because you haven't washed it in a while, and it's like, urine, just must, sweat, just, like the way a shirt would smell if you wore it all day. It's it's not like, but then there's this one kind of smell that I've only smelled before. In the bathroom at Sirius, when we used to work there, some days I would walk in and there would be a fog of just almost a ghost of a bacterial infection.
Like,
It
you
would
could
be.
almost see it.
It smelled like a fish market. It was
Yeah.
so thick and putrid. It felt like I was in, it would be like a cartoon smell, that you
yeah.
could see. And some days you would just walk into a stall and be like, that poor woman, she obviously has BV, bacterial vaginosis. Like, there's a bacterial thing going on, and she doesn't know because she's smelling it constantly, or she does know, but I smelled that smell on myself unintentionally one morning after the first night of feeling like I was coming down with something. I slept on it, but like I didn't know what to do. I slept with a towel between my legs because my vagina was just like weeping
Pepe
all
Le
it was
Pew,
just
huh?
like tearing up. And in the morning I felt fine. Like I was just in bed, like laying there, and I felt fine, and I'm smooching my man and like getting a little amorous. And then we start hooking up. I'm in the mood for it. And oh my God, I was like horrified at how bad I smelled. And I was like, oh my God, something's wrong. And if he had his 60% of his smell back, he would have stopped what he was doing.
Oh,
he
you
wasn't
think
going
he
down
has
on me.
less than 60% then?
Only because I could smell it from where I was, and he was not like, he was closer to it. He wasn't going down on me, but he was
Yeah.
closer to it. If he didn't have any reaction, which I saw, like, we're close enough that he'd be like, babe, what's going, like, it was at that point I was about to say something. I put a pillow over my face because I couldn't enjoy what was happening.
You're killing yourself.
because
Yeah, it
of
was
how
smelled that
bad it
bad.
was.
Now you think?
And that's why I think he has less than 60%.
I thought this whole time that you were talking about that he was lying about that he had more than 60.
No, I think he has less.
So you think your puss smelled so bad a guy with, I don't know, 7% could have smelled that thing?
Absolutely. No, I think he's probably down to 10%, but whatever it was, it didn't cut through because
Maybe that's the cure.
Or maybe it did and he just didn't tell me.
Maybe it was a 10 and
he
then
would not have been able to stay hard.
the
with how bad
horrible
it
smell
smells.
of your pussy got him to 60. Like it opened up his nostrils.
Oh yeah, it's like smelling salt. It's like it could wake someone up. It was so bad.
So what did you do? Did you stop
Shout
the
out to
business?
any girls out there that have had smelly pussies. It happened to me. I'm a clean person, and it happened to me. It wasn't my fault. It was just
Can you bottle that? Maybe this is a business.
It was.
There was that one girl. She made $200,000 selling farts.
Farts. I know.
You got to sell BV.
No one wants that. Farts guys really get off on. I'm sure there's one guy who's fetishizes bacterial infections in women's vaginas, but
A dead tuna. Yeah. What? So what did you do? Did you stop the ship? You said
no.
Look.
We finished. I put a pillow over my head. It was feeling good. It didn't feel bad. It was just there was the smell of something bad that later came back because for whatever reason the infection would like heat up at night and really hurt at night, but in the morning I didn't feel it at all. I just smelled the aftermath and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then I realized that's the smell I smell in the bathroom sometimes when I go in after a woman and she's long gone. I mean, she was there weeks ago and you can still smell it and you go, what happened to her? And now I know it's just she has a UTI.
I've experienced, working as a fishmonger, I experienced a similar kind of feel.
A fish had a UTI.
Yeah, I fucked a fish and it burned my dick. No,
You would smell like it.
I would, yeah, dude. And it's very embarrassing. You know it. You try to pretend that no one else knows it, but everyone knows it. Oh. And, it's like bad breath. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Do you put an Altoid in your pussy? What do you got to...
Yeah, I would. I think there should be little Listerine pocket pack strips for your pussy because it's wet enough down there that they would dissolve.
Strip, yeah.
That's a good idea. No, you just don't have sex when you have a UTI. I didn't know I had a UTI at that point. Yeah. I just thought it was a little stingy the night before. And then
But you threw a Mentos in your pussy, it would explode like a Diet Coke.
Oh my God. It would start foaming. I never thought I would be able to admit that my vagina stank, ever.
Good for you.
I'm really proud of myself. Right? But I don't even think I would have done it 3 months ago. I'm not kidding you. Because it's so humiliating to be but I realized in that moment, much like I realized a lot of things that I feel such shame for, I didn't want it to smell. It's not not inherently who I am. I just had a lot of fucking sex before that. I got a UTI, which is a common thing. And one of the side effects is that you have a smelly pussy. And I washed it as soon as I could. It wasn't like I was like, I'll just wing it. I knew he had COVID nose, so he wasn't smelling it, or else I would have stopped things. If I would have seen any kind of grimace on his face or like the hairs on his beard start to singe off, I would have stopped things.
COVID nose. So I knew we could keep going because he had COVID nose.
It is. There's something wonderful about having a guy that has no sense of smell.
Yeah. Or anything.
Because now I can wear perfumes and stuff because he used to hate that stuff. And now I'm like, I can kind of
It's like flicking off a blind guy. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or telling a deaf guy, go fuck yourself behind his back. It's like having a guy with no sense of taste or smell.
Flicking off a blind guy is so funny. I've never even thought of that. What's it like living with your lady? How it's been less than a week.
Yeah, we're still in the stage of just getting
Moving.
Amazon boxes, and it's like we haven't even had time to just like.
You're living in more of a cardboard box than most homeless people right now, based on how many boxes are in your.
Yeah, honestly, and I gotta tell you, it feels good. I don't know. I think it's my future, to be honest. But no, you just break down fucking boxes. That's all our lives are. And maybe people that live in houses don't have to break down the box. Maybe they could just put it out there.
No. You think you just stack boxes in the street and then who breaks it down for you? The garbage man?
Tom Petty?
What?
Break down. Go ahead.
No.
Give it to me.
1 pound.
Hamster, 1 pound.
Wait, so, yes. Well, I've been breaking down boxes in this house.
Yes.
Hold. Forever. And you've done some of them for me. It's fucking hell.
Yes.
It's hell.
I don't know why. It's the first 3. It's great. It's like you rip them and you fucking feel that.
Well, you got to
like,
do it with a knife. That makes it so much easier, dude.
I know
doing
I'd
it with
cut
your
myself though.
Oh, no, you wouldn't. You just slice down the middle, and then it's so much easier.
All right.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think there's probably a YouTube video that will instruct
Just
you.
go down the side of the middle, slice it,
Yeah.
and then rip the sides because they come off easier when you have a.
If you want to see ADD, look at how I rip boxes.
I know. I bet it's the same way you chew a straw.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's
Yeah.
a mess. It's
And it just makes messes everywhere. Then little pieces fly off. There's
and then
no
you spend
organization.
time getting the little pieces each one.
Yeah,
it's a mess. But anyways, so other than that, I mean, I fucking love it, dude. I feel so at ease with her, and I don't know. There's like there really is no percentage of me and being like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It's just not there, and it's weird that it's not there to me, but it's not, and I'm really. Like, I love her coming home and, like, we're watching the OC again, which I've
Oh my
seen, like,
God.
40 times.
Is
California.
Is she like mocking the fashions and stuff? Because she was just a baby when that stuff was going on. So she
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah. She was an
is she-
embryo when.
But I mean, like, it was just so normal to us. But is there anything that she's observing in it as someone who was
It
a
holds
child?
up, actually, I
Okay.
think. And, I
God,
always.
Seth was so cute.
I always thought I was
Jesus
a
Christ.
Seth because
Oh, I
I'm
love
Jewish
Seth.
and in a
He's
Christian
funny.
town. He's funny. And I remember I told my buddy Casey, I go, I was watching it again a couple years ago, and I was like, I'm such like a Seth. He's like, you're fucking the dad. You're older
Yeah.
than the dad. Your eyebrows,
You're
first of
Peter
all.
Gallagher.
Yeah, dude. If anything, I might be the grandpa. Like I was like literally like attributing myself still to Seth, and I'm just like, he's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And
I still want to be Kelly Kapowski or, you know.
oh yeah, back then though, like you could watch it back then and still relate to yourself now. Like
Yeah, I mean, I think that they still. There was something else I was watching recently where I was like, even Sex in the City, like old episodes, I still look at them as like adults. And even though they're younger than me.
Yeah. It's
they're
like I'm older than
32 or
LeBron
something.
James, and maybe because he's tall. Maybe taller people seem older.
That could be.
No, but you know what? I don't know what it is. Like
No,
there's
because
some-
you always thought of basketball stars when you were a kid
Yeah,
as
that's
older.
true. Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
it's just.
Yeah.
It's so weird when you. How that doesn't change though. How I still watch Sex in the City and they seem like old ladies to me. And I mean now they are.
Yeah.
But like the original one. Did you watch any of the new ones?
I saw half of the first season or
Oh, you saw half.
I'm sorry, first episode.
That's enough.
When she started doing the podcast thing,
Oh god.
it made me
So
hate
uncomfortable.
myself for doing podcasts.
It's-
That's how bad it was.
I know.
Also, the other co-hosts, I mean, Bobby Lee, great, whatever. Did that other woman in it? She just came off in that elevator where she's like, "You better."
She's kid.
Oh, so.
It made me want to smoke pot though. She's just like smoking pot in that elevator. I was like, God, that looks so good. Let's take a short break and we'll come back with the news. All right, let's get to the news for the first time this week.
Let's do it. I mean, it's been a while. I hope you had all the swells out there. It's been about a couple weeks. It's Wednesday, folks. You know
Wait,
what
you
that
didn't let me
means?
play the.
It is Wednesday. All right, let's play it now.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Okay, a scorned woman stuffs dead fish through her ex's mail slot daily as revenge in the hopes that he will want her back. She calls it my toxic trait.
Wait, what?
There's a TikTok trend right now of people putting up their toxic traits. There's a lot on TikTok of people doing like horrible shit knowing that it will get views.
Oh God.
And they'll be like, do it for the talk, beat the shit out of that old man or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is to just get one viral video. Like, I don't know how many people have gone to jail to get a viral video, but it's probably
Man.
been a lot. So this girl every day puts a dead fish.
And she filmed herself doing it?
Yeah.
And it's called My Toxic Trait.
And everyone's like, oh, you're so quirky. Oh, this is so funny.
Has he seen this yet? Or has he responded to her? Has he reached out to her?
I don't know.
The
No,
news
do we know
story
if there was a
didn't-
response?
Didn't
Yeah, I didn't
investigate
see a
that hard.
response. But it has over 2 million views. I mean, what have you done out of spite that I...
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm too lazy to be spiteful.
Well, that's never going to get a guy back. Like, I feel like it's such a hard place to be in when you get rejected and you want someone back because the only way to really get them back is to act like you don't care.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do, and doing nothing is so fucking hard. And, you
Does
know,
she
it's...
buy a fish every morning? You know? You know what they say?
She's doing it for the talk. She's not doing it to get this guy back.
Yes,
There's no way she thinks this is going to work.
That's life. Like, life right now is for the internet, not for the person that you're... It's a stranger.
Yeah.
It's a stranger thing.
I just...
Caring about the stranger.
It is.
And celebrity.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything. I mean, I've been terrible to people that have hurt me before, and I really regret some of the things I did. I mean, I Zach Sherwin was on our show, MC Mr. Napkins, who he doesn't go by that name anymore, but he was a guy I dated, and he wrote a rap song about me that hurt my feelings after we broke up. And I mean,
if
I
only
did
he had
everything.
COVID nose, you would have been fine. You know what I mean?
God.
COVID nose would have saved you there.
That would have. Oh my God, I did date a guy once who had no sense of smell.
Oh.
Yeah, and when we hooked up for the first time, because it was like a long distance thing, and then we met up in a city and that we were both visiting, and we got to the hotel, and he took a shit and didn't know how bad it smelled, and I was like really turned off by the smell, but I still hooked up with him. But I just knew that he didn't smell it. But I feel like you would be extra vigilant if you didn't know.
I think, your other senses, you could hear how loud the shit hit the water. Like, other things would pick up on the fact.
You would just be so paranoid about smelling because you have no sense of smell that you would, But he didn't get, I mean, that was just a thing. No, so I've done things to, I know I wanted to make him feel really bad for what I just wanted to make him hurt as much as he had hurt me. And these were all, every time I've done that, it's been a guy that I pretty much have, said, oh, they're never going to like me again. I might as well just.
I mean, it sounds cheesy, but like the person you're hurting over and over again is yourself, because you're not letting it go. So every day it's like.
And you still like them because love and hate are the same thing. It's just like the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that this girl goes and buys a fish every morning instead of moving on.
The worst is if you don't care. When someone doesn't care about you and just moves on, that's the most painful thing you could do to someone.
I love the idea of this guy, like, making fish with his eggs like, thanks. Wow, free fish.
He thinks he did like a subscription service.
And he forgot. He did it late night on Amazon.
And he's like, no cardboard either that I have to fucking
just a fish every morning.
Stack up. Wait a second. Have you ever done anything spiteful? Noah? No, I'm going to ask you next, so you're on deck.
I think I've done things in the moment, like in college, in jealous rage.
Have you ever said, my biggest fear is just someone saying something super mean to me after a rejection. That's why, I've said this before. It's why I never liked to criticize anyone, because I feel like they can just come back at me and say the meanest thing.
No, I've never been in a relationship where, like, if I'm ending it, like, I don't want to add to that, obviously. But in reaction...
No, if they end it with you.
So there was a time...
They're like, I don't want you anywhere, you're fat. Like that kind of thing that guys do sometimes.
Well, she had a close guy friend who I could have swore they were fucking. And I got drunk, and I knew that he was over there. And I went over there, like, in a jealous, drunk rage in college. Like, pounding on the door. Like, that whole look. Oh, I fought a guy in a bar over her. And... literally over her.
Was this one of the guys she was grinding with? Oh, no, that was...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I told you that. Yeah, she was grinding with the guy. I was hammered.
It was actually Tom Takar who had that story, but I love that you also had a girlfriend who was grinding with guys and you just had to watch.
Oh, really?
But I just confused your story. Like, yeah. Oh, but that's the thing that girls just did to make guys jealous. She just go grind and be like, what? I'm dancing.
Yeah, I'm just fucking...
We're just dancing.
But your pants are off.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, so they're grinding.
Yeah.
And I go up in a jealous rage. We're not dating. We're like in a break or whatever, but we just hooked up maybe the night before. And I went up and I go, stop dancing with her. Like, I like turned into Batman. But just Fat Man, because I drank too much whiskey. And I was like, Fat Man, my body's falling apart. So I go to him, oh,
you start grinding on the other side of him?
Yeah.
Just like, hey man, like whispering in his ear, like...
You will.
Oh my my God.
And every morning I'd show up at his fraternity
Did you like
and I'd
grab
grind with
her
him.
and go like
No,
honey,
so
get out
I-
of the way, or were you literally like
Literally,
just
so
there
this
still
is what I
dancing?
did. This is a true story. I go up and I go, let go of her. You're done grinding with her. And he's looking at me like, who? Like, there's no context here. I just went up. I like floated in.
You were like, that's the
it's a
my
loud
lady.
bar. He probably sees this. So I go, let go of her. Stop grinding. And I go, you have to count to 3. To like,
You
swear to my life.
you have to count to 3. You fucked
Not
up
him
the
to
threat.
count. No. I said, you have, wait.
Till the count of 3.
You have to count. Yeah. You have to.
You
and-
have to count to 3. It's so funny to say to someone. I bet you did say that. It's you have till the count of 3. Okay.
He got the 2 and he just didn't know what.
Oh my God.
So I go like this. I swear to God, I go 1. I started counting with my hands. I go 2.
What song's playing? Yeah.
3 doors down. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I just attack him, like
When you
over
got to 2,
her.
were you like, fuck, I have to do this?
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe he didn't stop grinding. If
How
anything-
drunk were you? You remember this, so you weren't that drunk.
I was fucked up. I
You
don't
don't
know
get
why.
blackout drunk, right?
I do.
Okay,
I
but
do.
you do
But
remember
for
this.
some reason, I remember this. I don't know why. Maybe just whatever. So I start fighting him, right?
Yeah.
And he lifts me, he picks my shirt over my head, so I'm just punching. I can't see him, but I somehow make out his face, and like with my shirt over my head, and I hit him, and I go to swing again, and I'm just like punching air. I'm like, what the hell? I take the shirt off. He's on the ground. Like I nailed him pretty
Damn.
good. Yeah. So then. She's still grinding him. No. So then the lights came on in the bar.
So now everyone, or is it closing time?
No, it's just like music stops, lights on. I'm thrown out, like literally like picked up by like 3 bouncers.
Like a battering ram.
And I'm
like,
outside being like, I can't believe, fuck her. And I'm punching, I start punching like a fence.
Always such a cool look. Like punching inanimate objects
Yeah.
when you're angry.
Just punching a fence. And then
Never has that once looked cool.
then called her probably like 1,000 times that night being like,
What did you do in the morning?
I mean, I was
Did you ever
trying-
see the guy again?
No.
No fallout from. Did you guys get back together?
Maybe a year later. I don't know. Maybe a month later.
Yeah.
But she was big on like like you said, like when I stopped fighting. Like I remember we went to like Acapulco for my senior spring break, and I got in the best shape of my life. I was like doing me. I didn't talk to her once in Acapulco. Made out with like 2 girls. Like was just like completely
Yeah,
like
that's
for
the
the
best
first time.
revenge body.
And then I literally got back to New Orleans. She comes over that night. We have sex, and then I'm like crying outside her place that night. Like she got me like that. Like
It's like a
instant.
drug.
Yeah.
You got sober from it. You got in
I
great
did everything I could do.
shape, white
Yeah.
knuckling it, and then the second you get back in.
Yeah, I mean but that's probably why I was single for another 20 years, because I didn't want any of the I didn't want to punch a fence.
Yeah.
I'm not a punching fence guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was
Like,
it a chain link? Wooden?
it was wooden. I punched a hole through it.
Really?
Yeah, Wilson got hit in the head.
Hey, neighbor. That hurt. Oh my God.
We finally saw what he looked like.
Well, I mean, his face was bloodied, but he was obscured again.
It was bloody to hear.
Oh my God.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I was spiteful in the moment, but
Yeah.
never. I feel like you've been spiteful
No, I'm
for
not
little spites.
calculating.
Yeah, that's why. That's way. I think.
We were just talking about how like someone could fear like getting involved with a girl because they might hurt her and then what could happen. And I was like, well, that doesn't like why do you get scared of hurting me or whatever it could be? And it's like, oh wait, you should be. I'm not crazy. I'm just smart and
Yeah, that's the scariest
cunning.
person. Yeah.
And yeah, but the thing is, I definitely think that was me. Like when I if someone doesn't like me, go.
Yes.
Before, if you didn't like me, I would try to convince you that you should like me.
You
And
probably
that's
like
just-
yourself a little more now.
Yeah, it's just that it's not the who I am anymore to operate that way, like out of spite. I'm not saying I don't want to say never, but it's just I don't know. When guys don't like me now, I'm just like, you're dumb. Like, how could you not? Noah, when have you been spiteful and what did you do?
All right. So
All right.
the story that I can think of that I think I can share is I guess I was being spiteful because I was locked into this relationship where we would break up and get back together. And I was like, I'm going to do something where he will never take me back. So we had broken up.
Oh, burn it down.
Oh, but yeah.
So I went to the Village and I got my nipples pierced by a guy who looked like Slash from Guns N' Roses.
You got your nipples pierced?
Hence the bruising.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Noah, you
Yeah.
finally got what you wanted.
Yeah, you didn't have to have
Bloodied
him
and
suck.
bruised.
Yeah, he put a hole in him with his teeth.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I don't have
so
them anymore.
Did you go alone or did you bring a friend?
I took my best friend Rob with me.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I know him.
And I was just like,
Wait, are they still pierced? I
No.
have no idea.
I don't have
Okay.
them anymore. I took them off
Rock and roll.
like end of 20s. Like all through my 20s, I went with them.
So wait, so you get your nipples
God.
pierced, and then you go back to okay. So how does this burn it down?
Because he didn't like piercings and stuff like that. So I was like,
Ooh,
he will
rebellious.
never think I'm attractive again. We'll never get back together.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever hook up with him after that and realize he didn't really care about the nipples being pierced?
Did we hook up? I don't think so. I think it's something that I did to keep me from going back more than him
Oh,
going
okay.
after
Could
me.
have been, though, because I've done this before. So with Chris, who I've broken up with a lot, he's the one that like doesn't like scents. He doesn't like candles. He doesn't like perfumes. I never like got to put candles in my apartment because he just never liked that smell. And he, so when we broke up, we still remained friends. And he came over to like pick up my dog once, and like it was the week, and there was candles everywhere, and it was me.
That's your nipples getting
You know,
pierced.
it was my version of like this thing I finally get to do that I've always wanted to do. Fuck you. I'm gonna like it was it was a fuck you, but it was also like you knew if this guy really loved you, the nipple thing wouldn't be a deal breaker.
He'd
You knew
fuck
you
you
were
with your
burning it
bra
to the
on.
ground. You were trying to be yourself finally.
Yeah.
You know, like you were trying to be the
Yes.
biggest version of yourself to go.
It was like an emancipation.
Like finally I can be myself, and I think that I know this isn't going to make you hate me forever, but it's just going to show you that I was trying to be good for you and that I was trying my best. I was keeping a part of myself locked away because I wanted to keep you. And so you'll see now that like you kept me down. Like that's almost that.
Yeah.
Now I would just like, I have candles because it's like, it's my place. And if he wants to come over, I'll blow them out of courtesy, but he's got COVID. No, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. And they smell like dirty vag.
Yeah.
But wait, so I do
I should do a Gwyneth Paltrow candles. You know, she has one that smells like vagina.
yeah.
Mine should smell like BV.
Yeah, just put a fish in that mail slot of yours.
Ah, my God, it's coming full circle.
Ham drip. So wait, so do you think though, like how? Because I don't think the answer is to get rid of your candles. If you're dating someone that hates candles,
No,
like,
it is because if he didn't like. It really bothered him. The sound,
Okay.
like it's something that it actually, you know, it's like if
But if your nipples are
don't like-
pierced, right, and this guy goes, "Well, I don't really prefer piercings. Like, I think it's kind of dirty." That's fucked up
That's
to
not
me.
that's not a sensory thing that causes you to get a headache. Or
Well, it's
something,
a sensory
You know what I mean?
if he sees it and he's turned off.
I guess I don't know. I mean,
I'm
the
just saying,
candle
like,
thing-
what's the answer? Like, do you then?
Well, you have candles, but you blow them out when he comes over. You have nipple rings, but you don't.
you
just
take them out when you fuck.
No,
Or-
you just say, "Listen, sorry."
That's what I'm saying. So then I think you keep the or maybe you find a candle that maybe it smells like a sports jersey of his favorite hockey player.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that I
don't know what the answer is.
And I think a lot of girls get because guys are always like, "Don't get your boobs done, don't get your lips done,"
Yeah.
because they think you're trying to be hotter to get a hotter guy. That's what guys really do think. Don't do
Can I
this thing. Don't
be
do
honest
this.
though? I don't think it's just that. I think for me, like, because whatever.
Because I
like-
love you and I don't want you to change your face. It's perfect the way it is.
But that's the honest truth. Like you already, it's not that
I get
I'm
that.
scared of the other guy. It's that you've already like so. But like I get also like doing it for you, and it's not about me at all.
But how often do people get haircuts and dye their hair and do? I got Invisalign because I was going through a breakup. I was just like, you just want to change
yeah,
something
like a
about
revenge,
yourself.
yeah.
And I wondered what that is because I've cut my hair, which makes it look worse in my opinion. I've dyed my hair, which makes it look worse in my opinion. It wasn't things to make me look hotter to be like, you're gonna rue the day. It's like it's almost like what Noah did, which is
Self-sabotage,
like
it
doing
sounds
something
like.
that'll make them go, ugh.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know why we do that. So it's like we either get revenge body and we actually, but then that hurts you in other ways too because, maybe you're just so focused on getting abs that you think it'll be the cure
my
to your
God.
happiness. But,
Yeah.
or we, it's like either you hit
Reinventing
hit the
yourself.
bottle or you hit the gym. Like it's a negative,
full
it's a
throttle.
strong full throttle. My mom, she liked
You
to
hit the
waddle.
bottle or you go full throttle. It's all connected. Can we do one more news story
Yeah, of
before
course.
we get to break?
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like this one. Kim Kardashian has seemingly unfollowed Miley Cyrus.
I loved this one. I was dying to talk about this. Holy shit. So Pete and Miley do New Year's Eve together.
Yes.
And
Fallon together as well.
okay. So they did a lot of things together.
great connection.
So funny, good
Yeah.
chemistry, good comedic energy. And then something happened where then Pete obviously reconnects with Kim Kardashian after doing New Year's Eve with Miley, and Kim unfollows Miley, which is
Yes.
hilarious that people pay that close attention, but of course they do. So what this means is that Miley either disparaged Kim in some way or tried to fuck Pete. But I'm guessing it's the first one. Like there was something she did or wasn't cool
it's in
to
the
Pete
story.
in some way.
It's in the story.
Wait, we know what she did?
So
Before their special, oh, sorry, go ahead, Noah.
no, you deliver it. You're the news person.
No, I'm just reading the notes.
Yep.
So Cyrus seemingly put the moves on Davidson while promoting the event, serenading him on the Tonight Show,
Okay,
and singing
saw
"It
that.
Should Have Been Me."
Yeah, well, that was all joke.
Then she was in
But
his.
yeah,
she
there's
was
some
seen
truth
walking out of his apartment.
Oh, maybe that she just
Following
is
the
like
Tonight Show appearance, Cyrus was spotted heading to Davidson's. She went all the way to the Staten Island condo.
Yeah, I mean-
that's tough to get back.
following Fallon or
Yeah,
or after New Year's
following
Eve.
the appearance of the Tonight Show.
Okay, well, they still had to work on bits, so they might have been going over stuff.
That's true too.
I think that's what we're saying it's about is her jealousy, but I think it's because Miley and Pete aren't cool either. And we can't really track if he's following her and if they had a falling out, but I'm guessing something happened between them and Kim is just being supportive of that.
Supportive.
Like I think Miley and Pete clashed in some way.
Yeah.
And that Pete told, and Pete's done with Miley, and so out of support, Kim is like, yeah, fuck her.
Oh.
That is my thought process.
Interesting.
I don't.
I love how we make it though about like she does it. She thinks she's trying. I would never, if I was jealous of a girl trying to fuck my boyfriend, I would keep following her. I wouldn't. If I unfollowed her, that means I'm threatened by you. You have a reason to.
Would you
think
mute?
that
Would
you
you
could-
mute her?
No, I wouldn't even. I would do. Yeah, I'd probably mute her because she can't tell on her end.
Yeah, she can't tell on her.
But
But
no,
you kind of. I feel
wouldn't
like you
do
like
it.
to see the boogeyman.
I do not. Well, first of all, if I
You know
if
what I
I
mean?
sense that someone wanted to fuck my boyfriend, which I believe me happens a lot because I've seen it, I would be very turned on. I would be like, good. Miley Cyrus wants to fuck my boyfriend. I would not be threatened by it at all because he would go be with her if he wanted to be with her.
But I could see Kim being threatened. Miley is an amazing performer. She doesn't have any kids. She has been married.
Yeah, so let him go.
She's younger.
You're gonna lose him if he is gonna be. If he's gonna go with her, you're gonna lose him anyway. Let him go.
And
Yeah.
Kim
You
is like
unfollowing
a
her isn't-
boss. I don't think she's.
Huh?
I don't think Kim is.
No.
intimidated.
I think she is a boss, but there
She
are
just didn't wanna
certain
pay any
things that
attention.
Miley can do that she can't do.
Right, but I think the way I interpreted it was that Kim was like, "I'm not going to pay you any mind. You do not exist to me," and it was like unfollowed.
But she unfollowed her. That's paying her mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
That's
it's just
yeah.
such a it's like we were saying before. It's the opposite of love. Opposite of it's she's thinking about her. She is paying her mind by even thinking to unfollow her.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing of like if a girl there was a girl that I noticed really throwing it at the guy I'm dating, and I said to him, like, this girl likes you. It's clear. And it's crystal fucking clear to me. And there was a tinge of me being like annoyed that she knows that he's seeing someone and she knows it's me, and yet she still went on to flirt with him. There's a little bit of like, that's disrespectful. Like,
But
how
maybe
dare
she
you?
heard you say that you're cool with him fucking other girls.
I don't think she did.
Yeah.
But if she did, there's a different thing. But no, but like when he would mention me around her, she would never say anything. The conversation would drop off. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't acknowledge it.
Now,
So-
do you think though, if she was, but you said Miley Cyrus, you wouldn't care. There's no part of you that's like competitive of like, oh, this person's more famous, this person's more successful, this person's prettier, then I don't want him. If I feel like I'm superior to the woman, then
No.
it doesn't bother me as much.
No, because there are women that are more talented than me that have liked my
Yeah.
guy, and I just, of course, there's like, oh God, she's better at this stuff, but then I just go, is she a better hang? Is she, there's more to that. If I'm gonna, and he should feel the same way. Anyone who dates me, I'm gonna have a chance at some pretty hot, talented people because of the profession I'm in, and if every single one of them, I go, oh, I get a crush on every one of them and they threaten my relationship, then no one should be with me because that's going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
You have to trust the person that even though the person's more talented than you or hotter than you or skinnier, more sexy, that they have integrity. And that's
And you could
the
always
thing.
just give the old 3, 2, 1. Make them count to
I
three.
go, you need to count to 3. 1, 2, it's punch and fence time. Okay. Let's
Wilson.
take a break and come back with Why Do I Care?
No,
That was
it's
Why Do I
sports
Care?
moment.
Oh my God, it's Thursday.
I know time has flown. We also missed Monday, so I think that's
All
why.
right. We're back. It's time for Sports Moment.
Here's Andrew's weekly sports moment.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
What is it?
All right, Antonio Brown. Do you know who he is?
I've heard his name.
So he's a wide receiver in
Heard
the
of-
NFL.
Okay.
He was the literally top 3 receiver in the NFL.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Then
I'll pretend like I know what a receiver is.
wide receiver, they catch balls. Whatever.
On the side because they're wide.
yeah.
Like so wide equals on the side.
So they're farther away from the quarterback.
Are they
so they're
usually
wide.
bigger men, like wider as well?
No, they're
Okay.
usually skinnier. Actually.
Okay, wide receiver. Got it.
And the tight end is wider than the wide receiver.
And where are the tight ends? In the
Closer, tight, and they're
Like-
tight on the end.
middle? But they're on the end though still.
On the end of the line, the wide receiver is not on the line. Oh
God.
So anyhow, so he essentially.
This is Why Do I Care?
Okay, yeah. So Antonio Brown, okay, I'll just get to it. Says that his coach pressured him to play with a severe ankle injury and accuses the Bucs of an ongoing cover-up to see their doctors. So this is what happened. This past weekend, he's in the game. He also lied about getting a COVID vaccine, and he was suspended for 3 games. And he has a history of being in trouble. So it's a lot of like the boy that cried wolf. So now he's saying that he was on the sideline. He has an ankle injury. The coach goes up to him. We want you in the game. He goes, I can't. My ankle. He goes, stop being a pussy. We need you in the game.
Do we have footage of this? I mean, aren't they always being filmed on the sidelines? Can't we read some lips?
We haven't seen footage of this.
Okay.
It might come out.
Sure.
Apparently, there's text. Of him telling that the coach knows that he has a shitty ankle.
Okay. Yeah, I would believe that any time any of the best players are injured in any way, they get a hangnail. The coach fucking knows.
Yeah.
Right?
You would think.
Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of times it's like put a shot in it and shut the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
there's still that.
Like when I was on Dancing with the Stars. Fucking
Yeah.
numb it up and go out there and let's win this.
So.
Or let's get kicked off first.
So he goes, I'm not going. He goes, okay, well, now Antonio Brown is claiming that he cut him right there. Now he was already dealing with the
Cut him?
Cut him. Like you're off the team. You're
Got it.
fired.
Oh.
So Antonio Brown stands up, goes out on the
On his
field,
shitty ankle.
takes off all
His clothes?
his jersey, his shoulder pads.
there footage
he's
of this?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's shirtless.
Is everyone going, what the fuck is happening?
Yes.
Did you see this live?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone's going fucking nuts. Security thinks he's a streaker. They didn't even put it together because a couple of them didn't see that he's taking off all his fucking clothes.
Right.
He's not naked, but top off. and he's jogging around. So now everyone's like, well, your ankle's fine enough to do this dance, but it's obviously a different thing cutting and trying
Wait,
to
cutting from someone from the game or the team?
from the team.
Like,
So-
you kicked off my team?
Yeah, so
and
he was claiming he was fired before he quit.
You can fire someone on the sidelines?
Well, you could tell them, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Is it up
But-
to only a coach to fire someone?
No, it could be. The coach makes the final.
Wouldn't the
usually say,
owner
the
probably
GM, yeah,
have
yeah.
a little bit of a say in it too?
For sure. But at that point, so now everyone's going. At first, they're going, well, he has a lot of mental disease. So a lot of people are saying, like, oh, he has CTE. And they're jumping to all these conclusions, like, oh, he's such a piece of shit. And then other people are like, wow, he's finally someone standing up to this fucking patriarchy of, like, shut the fuck up and play. We're paying you a lot of
I
money.
don't
We
think
don't
you know
care
what
if you get
patriarchy
hurt.
means, but go on.
Huh?
I don't think you understand what patriarchy means.
He thinks it's
but go on.
the football team, the Patriots.
Yeah, and they're under the archy over in St. Louis.
Patriarchy is about men. So
Yeah.
you can't have a patriarchy within a male-dominated, like a solely male industry. You know what I
There's
mean? Because
some
they're all men.
trainers that are women.
I
Anyhow.
mean, they would be able to talk about the patriarchy, but a man can't say he's tired
So
of
what
the
do we
patriarchy.
do?
If
So what do we do?
this is maybe a
hierarchy.
a elitist
Hierarchy.
hierarchy. There we go.
That's good.
There you go. Good.
So, anyways, now people are questioning. Now, this guy also, there's a lot. He's been accused of sexual assault. He's a rapper on the side.
Oh,
Like,
how dare he?
I know that's the line. He's accused of sexual assault. He raps.
Okay,
like no,
okay.
but like he has a lot of like off field. Like he had a lot of off
So
field.
where does the story end?
So the story ends with, do we believe it? Well, here's a question, right? If someone has repeated behavior that's apparently negative and they're lying, and it is like the boy that cries wolf, because then it's like, okay, so he's lied about all this shit. He's fucked up so many times.
Let's go to the X-ray.
Go to the X-ray.
Let's see the X-ray of his ankle. Let's see what's going on.
I guess
Let's
I
see
guess
that.
he has to show his he has to show his ankle.
And show the receipts
Show
of
the
the
text that he
texts.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like.
But don't you think a lot of people
Why
don't-
would you get cut for having a bad ankle, or would you
Well,
get
he
cut
was
for
not
lying
going
about?
for lying, saying it's hurt more than it is, and
Yeah,
not
this
going
guy
in the
has
game.
had enough. Whoever cut him had enough of this guy's bullshit.
Yes.
And,
he didn't
you know-
want him on the team in the first place. Tom
thing
Brady
is-
vouched for him.
Well, that's what happens when you're a liar. You don't get trusted when you actually need help potentially, and that's the fallout from being a fucking liar.
But this is what they do. They go, "Oh, we feel so bad for him. I hope we're here for Antonio." They spin it to make him seem like he's crazy. So then
Well, everyone's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Everything that you could ever say about someone is because of something going on in their brain that they did not choose to happen.
Yes.
So this is back to the Sam Harris thing of no free will. When someone shoots up, does a mass shooting, and they go to the autopsy and they see their brain and it's riddled with CTE, you go, that's because he had CTE. That wasn't his fault. Or if someone murders a bunch of people and they're declared insane, it's not their fault. They don't, they're not eligible for the death penalty. But literally anything you do is because something is going on in your brain that you don't know.
I know, but isn't
Whether
it
it's-
annoying that they get to then spin him as a liar and, oh, we feel bad for him and I hope he gets help. It's a way for them to
Who's
not be
them?
responsible, the hierarchy. For them to go, oh, we didn't fire him, he's making shit up, whatever. Like,
Well, they should have empathy for this maniacal liar, because I mean that even people that are so bad, like he can't help that he's a fucking liar and that he grew up with parents and a brain and a situation that made him into this person that has to continually lie and manipulate. Like,
well,
I
the
guess
other thing too is they
it
hired
is a
him.
sickness. It is just
Are they
as much of
coddling
a,
him? Like, they won the Super Bowl last year. He was fine then. You know,
Yeah.
he was in line then.
yeah.
And now that he only has 4 touchdowns, he has a decent season going on.
Yeah.
They're already winning without him. Like, then they go, okay, so now you have issues.
Yeah.
Last season you didn't have issues. And also, do you keep him playing football to protect him, from himself? You know what I mean? Like, because without this sense of passion and direction, is he gonna go and fucking be really nuts? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's
You keep him playing football to protect him? Yeah, no, I don't think they care about that. They're not mitigating
yeah.
potential losses on the outside for other, let's keep him away from hurting his partners by having him
by
go to
keeping-
practice
yeah,
more.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
they don't care about
They don't
that.
give
They
a
don't
fuck,
give a
right?
fuck. No. Let's get to Fanthrax. I'm gonna have you count to 3. Oh, I'm so excited to hear from you guys. What do we have today, Noah?
All right, here's we'll kick things off with a message from Stevie.
Hi, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. My name is Stevie, and I've been wanting to call into the podcast almost every time there's something that you guys say that resonates with me or advice that I really take to heart. But finally, what's instigating my voicemail today is a mispronunciation that I had. I drive around a lot for work and was pulling into a neighborhood and checking in with the gate attendant there and gave the street name Pomela and was driving through the neighborhood after they let me in. And I saw the names on the streets were like Catherine Street and Jackie Street. And I realized it was Pamela Street, not Pamela. So that made me kind of feel pretty dumb. And I hope you guys appreciate that. So anyways, love you guys. And turkey.
Jag jerk ticket.
I bet it was a Thanksgiving. Around Thanksgiving is when she left that. Pamela.
You know what though?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
No.
First of all, I kind of like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Also, why are all the streets named after like first names? That's kind of weird
Jackie
too.
Street.
Yeah, that was
No,
weird.
you don't want to live on that street.
No one wants to live in that
Denise.
development.
Court. No.
Court. I know one guy named Court.
Oh,
Right.
Court's a good name. I kind of like it.
Yeah. What about Stevie for a girl? I like
I
it.
love the
Or
name Stevie.
Nicks, yeah.
Yes, it's so good. It's such a cool. It's like Sheila. It's like an '80s like cool badass chick wearing shoulder pads in her blazer.
Yeah, I don't mind Pamela. I think what was it, Pamela or
Pamela.
Pamela.
She called it Pamela.
Yeah, like Parmesan.
Yeah. And instead of street, she said saint because she thought it was. She thought it was like St. Louis. When you write St. Louis, is this the question you had where
St.
like
Louis is very annoying, and when you put it in the airplane thing on Southwest,
they go,
it doesn't
you
show
can't
up.
have apostrophes.
it doesn't show up.
Or you can't have a punctuation. So the ST, like period. Sometimes you just got to write ST.
Yes.
Sometimes you
But
got to write the
full
whole
right
saint.
It won't show up.
That's bullshit.
It sucks. Maybe because of St. Croix. There's other saints. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, is that why?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyhow.
But STL
Wait, what were you gonna
is
say?
a cool.
How do I write it?
How do you write it? Yeah.
ST.
You call our street. I'm not going to say we're our street,
Yeah.
but you constantly mispronounce that.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is.
It's like my buddy has the last name Lembo, and I say Limbo.
Lembo.
Lembo.
So it's lembo, right?
Lembo.
Lembo, but you say limbo.
Yeah. Like Li.
Yeah.
And I just
Just for
consistently
fun?
do it. Well, at first that was so it's similar to our
What about in New York, Houston Street? You got to say Houston. At first, you say Houston.
Yeah, you definitely say Houston.
Yeah, and then it just becomes Houston. And you just never. There's one neighborhood in LA though that I constantly cannot pronounce right.
But
Luigi's,
why
like,
did
twitching.
they do that with Houston? Is to be like
I think it's probably named after someone where their last name was pronounced Houston.
I think it's to be bougie and not be
Houston,
Houston.
we have a problem because I don't know how.
It's like how
where this
people
came from.
pronounce Lebanon.
Lebanon. Steve
Steve
Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Stevie Lebanon. All right, Noah, what's the next one?
All right, here's one. He didn't leave a name, but wants some advice.
Hey, Nikki, Noah, and Andrew. I love the podcast. I used to watch your Sirius XM and the You Up podcast, so I'm a big fan. I've recently decided that I want to cut back on how much I drink, specifically not drinking during the week. And so I read the first third of the Alan Carr book that you recommended, but if I'm honest, it just
Hell yes,
didn't really
third.
do a whole lot for me. I feel like I didn't really get what he was getting at, and he just kind of talked in circles. And please don't be mad at me for saying that, because I know it's helped you and a lot of people. So I was just interested in hearing if you had any other resources or suggestions that had helped you. Also, what helped Andrew and Noah kind of get their drinking under control. I really liked how you talked about how it isn't liquid courage, because if it wasn't, firemen and police officers would be drinking it to go and do their job, but they don't. So that was really helpful and powerful. So thank you for that. And I love the podcast,
thanks.
and I'm going to keep listening, and I hope you get this voicemail.
Yes. Do you have anything for him? Because I know you didn't read the Alan Carr book. What has helped you? What
I saw the cover. I think like
You read a third of the cover.
I read a third. I read Al. One bound. So I think that it depends how much he's drinking during the week. I think a lot of people justify it like, oh, it's just like.
I think he's probably drinking enough to feel sick in the morning because otherwise it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, that's the thing. Like, just because you're not being sick in the morning, it still can be a sickness. I guess that's the advice I'd give him. Like, maybe it's not impeding on his life, other than the fact that he just wants to stop. So I don't know. I think like you just gotta. What I would do is I would write down what are the pros and what are the cons, and literally write down like what am I getting out of this?
Because that's what the Alan Carr book is about. Is about anything you think you're getting out of it, he proves it wrong. So I would have liked to hear what this guy has to say of why he likes it, because obviously that the thing about it makes you courage, like it gives you social skills that you normally lack, and having courage, that resonated because it doesn't give you courage, it just makes you stupider. I think that something that is not in that book that I would advise that's helped me for the other things I've quit without that book is when you do it, like, don't say you're not going to drink. Like, don't make these things of like, I'm not drinking Monday through Thursday or Sunday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, don't have these black and white things. Just play it by ear. And when you want to have a drink during the week and you're feeling this like already like guilt bubbling up of like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Just do it. Just do what you want right now. Just truly do what you want and be like, I need this. I want this. I need it. I'm not hurting anyone. Like, I'm not choosing to do this because I want to hurt myself or anyone else. I clearly need this right now. And fucking just enjoy it and do what you want without any guilt. That to me, I think is the true first step of cutting back, because the shame around drinking and the shame you feel when you have that first drink, and then you go, well, if I had one, I already broke the seal. Let's fucking go wild. If you just are like, I just want it, and I just don't like. For me, quitting pot was the same way. I just like kept trying to like make all these rules for myself, and every time I would break one, I would feel so bad that I would just smoke all the pot, and I would feel terrible. But when I first started just being like, I just want it, and that's okay. Like, I'm not a bad person because I want to smoke a little weed right now. Like, I'm not doing it. This isn't because I want to like hurt anyone or even myself. I just want it. So you take the
power out of it.
You just take the shame out of it. Just do it because you want to do it. And I swear to God, when you start getting in the habit, because you're not obviously ready to quit right now, to the guy that was calling in, and that's fine. Like, you fucking need it still, and it will fall away when it's ready to, if you take the shame out of needing it now, because there's nothing wrong with needing it right now.
The other thing too is, when I was drinking, there'd be times where I'd get so fucked up on the weekends. Like, it sounds like he's a weekend warrior too, because he's like, I'm not going to stop drinking on the weekends. Yeah. That you would want to drink on maybe a Monday or Tuesday, just a little bit, just to kind of soothe that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, your problem during the week could be stemmed from what you're doing on the weekend. So maybe if you could control the weekend a little bit, maybe it won't.
Not saving it all up for the weekend, because like,
well, that's the other thing
when
too.
You put the so just drink whenever the fuck you want. That's what I would tell this guy.
Let yourself, then slowly,
it will go away when it's ready to. You're not ready to let it go, and that is so okay. Like, it's not time for you yet, and you'll know when it is. And I know that you even wanting, like, sniffing around it and being like, what is this, and reading the book and like being interested. You're obviously, it's eventually going to be there for you, but it isn't now. I wish that someone would have given me that advice with pot, because I've just spent years hating myself over using it when I knew I wanted to quit, instead of just fucking enjoying the fact that I was doing it, because I wasn't ready. And it fell away as soon as I let go of the shame of doing it. I swear to God, it didn't take long for me to just laugh at yourself and go, well, I guess I need this. And let yourself have it, because there's no point in doing it if you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't quit drinking. A lot of people are like, what's your rock bottom? I didn't quit after fucking having 50 shots and making a guy count to 3.
Which for some people, a rock bottom is the moment where you realize it's done. I'm
just saying, but for me, what happened was, like you said, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I didn't feel a ton of shame around drinking. I was just tired of it. I wasn't giving it anything. I quit after having literally a half of a tall boy Coors Light.
Yeah.
That was the last time I ever drank.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I'm tired. I'm more tired.
Yes.
I'm just like, it's just like,
It'll
it's not really
be-
doing anything
I
for me.
really
I'm
think-
not going out. I'm not fucking like raging. Like
It'll
not.
be easy it will be easy for you. It will be easier than you think to quit when you're actually ready to do it.
Yeah.
And that's not, when I quit my eating disorder behavior, it was not easy. It was a struggle, and it was never like so there are times, but the thing is, I was ready to do it. I just knew I was ready, and I knew I didn't have an option. This guy that's called in, you seem like you're not at a point where you're like, I'm out of options. You didn't hit like a gross bottom. You don't seem like you're tired of it yet because you want to try to still like do it on the weekend. Just don't do any rules for yourself for now. Like for now, dude, truly enjoy it, and with no judgment of yourself, because I have no judgment of you wanting to drink during the week. Don't make rules for yourself. No rules. I want you to try that out and get back to me and see what happens. And it truly, because there's no point in drinking if you're not going to enjoy it. Like, just stop this. If you're doing something right now that you feel bad about, overeating, smoking pot, whatever you're doing that you know you shouldn't, just enjoy it, because there's going to be a time where you don't do it and you're going to miss it. So just enjoy it right now. Why lump shame onto it?
And here's the thing, I still miss it. It's not like it goes away either. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think, oh, you quit, and it's like, oh, you did it. It's like, I still have these same exact thoughts. I still fucking sometimes want to just get fucking hammered on the weekend, and like,
Yeah.
I could just do it.
But
like,
you have so much, so much behind you to prove that that's not going to bring.
But
you
that's also another thing that I hate about sobriety sometimes is like
The
keeping,
streak.
because there's shame behind that. So
Yeah.
that's like another thing of like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to drink someday, I would not. If you told me I drank last night,
know.
I would literally go, oh, okay, so what? And I would still let you say that you were sober and that you
Yeah.
had years. I wouldn't give you shit, because
I know.
the
That's
second
the
you
one
start
thing.
feeling bad about something is the second you're going to use it all the more. So let's get to final thoughts. And what's our last Fanthrax?
Okay, last Fanthrax is from Cora.
Hey Nikki, I was listening to your podcast late last night while I couldn't sleep, and I heard you guys talking about men's vulnerability when they're horny, and it reminded me of this guy I talked to for a while. I was drunk one night with friends and wanted to prove this very thing, so I decided to text him and lightly flirted with him. This turned into an easy way to get attention from a guy without actually having to see him or hook up with him. I told him multiple times that I'd hook up with him, which even prompted him to come to my parents' house and wait outside for 30 minutes, as I told him I didn't want to sneak out of my house.
Oh my God.
We talked for
You made it
almost
count
2
to
years, and the only reason it ended was when I started dating my current boyfriend. Recalling that experience reminded me of that weird female sense of empowerment and control. I'm so sad I missed your Denver show, especially considering it was your special taping, but I hope to see you whenever you come back to Colorado. I love you and your podcast, and you are by far the best dating show host, and you added so much needed intelligent humor to the show. I hope y'all are doing well, and thank you for the sense of friendship you've created with your fans. Love y'all.
she like read it like a letter, dude.
I love
she
when they
wrote
write
that
it out.
Oh.
It's so sweet. I've done that so many times of where I just like, I don't know if it's about
You're edging the
it's
guy.
not about the control, which I like that she was like in control there. Sometimes it's for me where I've gotten a guy to like be like, I'll go there, and then they show up and you're like, oh, I'm not like, my vagina might be weird, or like I'm too nervous to hook
Yeah.
up or whatever. Like I just make a lie and I'm like, I can't because my dog is sick or whatever. But it's about just wanting to get the attention of like someone would. And like, sometimes I just want to keep it. I want to keep intimacy away. I just want to keep it on text.
Now,
And
do you
so-
think that's leading someone on? Like, is that something negative with that to lead someone on?
Yeah.
Even if maybe they're getting off on being led on.
I feel like this guy did not.
I mean, the guy's waiting
He was
outside
not
her house.
invited to go over to her house, because I feel like he probably just showed up, which then that's not on her. But if she were like, come over, and then, you know what? If she did that knowing she was going to turn him down, yeah, that kind of sucks. But I've done it where I'm like, yeah, I want to do it, and then it like,
Well, yeah, that's a different
arrives,
thing.
and you're like,
Yeah.
no, oh my God, that's always my biggest fear, is that I'm going to start hooking up with someone and I'll think I'm into it, and then in the middle of it I'll stop wanting it, and then I'll keep doing it out of like feeling bad.
But there's also something to it where it's like, she obviously writes well. Like
Yeah.
there's got to be like a feeling of like dopamine of like getting this person to do just from my words. You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of sexy in a way.
It's so
I made this
sexy.
guy wait 30 minutes because I used the right like emoji.
Oh, and it's so scary that what's so scary is when you get a guy so like there are times where with the guy I'm seeing now, I will, and I probably talked about this before, I will not want him to finish because I won't want to lose that energy that I have cultivated from him
Yes.
being horny. And I know as soon as he comes, his like interest in me in that way will be faded. Like when we were in Hawaii, like we hooked up one night before we went to dinner. And I was like, dude, I don't want you to finish. Because I wanted him to be like all over me at dinner. Like I wanted that like.
But then he started fucking his chicken.
I just never.
I could see him just like fucking the mashed potatoes because he got to come.
No, he started fucking one of the fish because, COVID knows.
Couldn't smell it.
No, Noah, do you relate to that? Like knowing that when guys come, they're just not going to be as like hands all over you. And it's almost like Christmas Eve.
yeah.
Like I never want Christmas to end.
Right.
I never want the
Yeah.
anticipation to end.
There is something.
I don't
yeah.
want
That's what I
come.
think Cora was getting at. Like she just enjoyed the guy having the hots for her, but she didn't want to really reciprocate. And it was on him to just stop.
because it will go away.
yeah.
I just feel bad for that guy a
I
little
don't-
bit because I do think like then it's like the next time someone like I don't know it's
he's
just
not
gonna
him.
it's
We're all
gonna
doing
hinder
things that are
yeah I
gonna
know it's
make
gonna hinder him though from like having trust like it's gonna
Maybe he
build
can
trust
learn
issues,
from
for
that
sure.
and be
to
a
not
little
show up
less
for 30
aggressive.
minutes like don't keep your car running
I mean,
yeah
it's
What-
tricky though because I have trust issues by guys coming and then being disinterested in me and not just not touching me all over at dinner, but like truly being like I don't want to be with you anymore.
I do notice
because all of
yeah.
this was based. Me saying I wanted to be with you was all based on the fact I wanted to fuck you, and now I got to, and it's just like I don't like you anymore, and I just go, what?
there is something about like that first texting too that's like the sexting and like
Before you have sex, it is so fucking hot.
and then even
It
that,
is
but
so
even like the
hot.
month of like then
No, the
we're gonna fuck again
honeymoon
yeah
period is just so
like
so
if I
good.
wrote a sex to Brenna right now, she'd be like, "Are you? Is something happening?"
Is this for someone else? Because this is not our vibe.
Yep.
Our vibe is did you did you like fucking put the boxes away?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute. Like, but
Yeah, it used to be
But
about
maybe I
her
should
box.
spice it up like that again
Yeah.
somehow, but maybe tell her.
Well,
beforehand.
today I was going through Instagram, or I just pulled it up, and there was a video of Chris on his morning show that came up.
Yeah.
Juggling, and I
Juggling.
was just like,
Oh.
and I was like, oh my god, that guy's so fucking hot. Like my first thing was like, who the fuck is that? And I wrote to him, I was like, it is such a nice surprise to be like, my mouth was agape at how
Yeah.
hot this guy was, and then I realized he's the guy that I'm seeing. Like it was such a good feeling that, and there's been times where I've told him like, I see pictures of him just like that, or I'll see like him at a store where we've like kind of moved up, and he'll try on a shirt, and so and I'll go like, whoa, that guy's hot. Or I see him on Instagram or whatever, and I go, it makes me go like, who's that guy? And I go, I want you just to know though, like if I do have that response to a guy, like I'm not gonna like attempt to like hook up with that person.
Yes.
I had to assuage his fears of like me not trying to fuck him in a situation.
That's so funny. I'm not
I
gonna
wouldn't
fuck
try to
you behind your back.
Behind your yes. He was like, I appreciate you saying that because a little part of me is like,
Dude,
why is she getting so turned on by
I
people
went
she
through
think
that
are other people?
yesterday because I went to Brenna's work. I got a facial, and
And you came out of the place and then you saw her. And
well,
you were
no,
like,
she was
"Holy
working
shit."
there. She's like behind the desk, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm like, God, I want to fuck this receptionist. Like, and like she was like going through like the list of like because I had to fill out some forms. She's like, fill out these forms. I'm like. I was like, is there I literally said, is there a janitor class here? Because like I was so fucking turned on yesterday.
That's so great.
Like it was, sometimes you got to see your partner outside of like your daily shit. Like you gotta like.
That's a biggest.
It's like when you
gotta
see your own
remember.
reflection in a mirror. What was that, Noah?
What Andrew just said is a big point that Esther Perel makes.
Yeah.
To see your partner in like other worlds.
Oh my
and
God,
stuff.
I have been
In other
fucking
jobs.
loving Esther Perel's podcast.
Oh.
Where should we begin? I've listened to it so much. It is just couples counseling sessions. And the one that I listened to yesterday that I really recommend is like, let me just look at it so people can check it out because it was so. I want to know what people think about this girl. I don't mean to be mean, but that was the name of the episode. I don't mean to be mean, but. And I mean, all of them are so good, but they're not couples she's been seeing for a long time. It's one-off deals. She doesn't see them again. It's just one session, and and in this session, she kind of loses her cool, and she gets sucked into their relationship and starts kind of like acting like the girl. She at one point she realizes like she's yelling at the girl for being dismissive of the guy and bossing him around, and she goes, in that moment, she's like, commentating on her therapy, and she's like, in this moment I realized what I was telling her not to do, I was doing directly to her. Sometimes as a therapist, you think you are getting through to them. Like, it's interesting to hear a therapist talk about being a therapist.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know there was like it's like a movie when they like have directorial.
Yes, and she's so good. You got to check it out. So it's Where Should We Begin? Esther Perel, Ester Perel, and that's I don't mean to be mean, but is the episode. So we'll see you tomorrow on the Monday on the show. Don't be out there, and
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Oh, that one is good.
There's two. I should have saved the others.